I have been a people pleaser my whole life. Coming back from the time when I was about 18 and under, I was in an extremely toxic situation where I was actually pleasing more people than I was pleasing my wants and my needs. But you know, I've always been drawn to dark feminine energy because I found it so great, and to the point where I was wanting to be that person from the Mean Girls, because they were doing exactly what I wanted to do. Not being mean, obviously, but they got what they wanted because they wanted and they just received it. So don't you think that would be the feminine energy in you, wanting something and getting it regardless, or wanting to do something and doing it regardless of what other people are gonna think? That's the dark side of feminine energy, and here I am showing it to you today. Hello guys, my name is Leviza. I welcome you back, or if you're new here, I welcome you here to my channel. I have actually recently started my feminine series, and if you're new here, I'm teaching you the depths of feminine energy and how to embrace it to make yourself feel a lot more better without actually doing much, because there's nothing really that needs to be done to embrace that feminine energy. It's mostly in your head. So let's get started in learning more about feminine energy, the dark side of it, dark feminine energy, and see how it may be benefiting your life. Make sure you stay to the end of this video because I have a quick nice tip for you girls, and it will be really beneficial because it's so easy and you could actually do it every single day. So this is the same setup of my background and everything, but I will be changing it up a little bit in the future because I'm kind of tired of it, and I'm sure you are too because you kept saying that. So I just try to move around my room a little bit. But other than that, I just celebrated my 21st birthday last Sunday, and very excited for this year because I know there are going to be a lot of changes and just a lot more growing to come, and I'm excited and nervous in some ways as well. So stay tuned for more series that are coming up soon. Let's get started to our video. Who is someone with dark feminine energy? Is it someone who is submissive? Is it someone who is seductive? Is it someone who pleases people? Seductive, yes, but other things that I just mentioned, no. Dark feminine woman or dark feminine person would always do what they want because that's how she wants it to be. Embracing your dark feminine energy, you're able to unlock the things that you've actually never done before. You are more open-minded, you are open for new things that you have not put your toes in, and maybe in hopes of it improving your life. So who do we know has dark feminine energy? It could be Blair from the Gossip Girls, it could be Regina from the Mean Girls, it could be Shigo from Kim Possible, or it could be, I want to say the girl from Victorious, but I feel like she is more mean and masculine than feminine, but she has a really nice personality that a lot of dark feminine women have. And I cannot not mention Are-Angelina Jolie. I'm in love with her. I'm in love with her role, and I'm in love with her, the way she presents herself. I love how she moves her body. You could just really tell she's not like feminine energy. She is dark feminine energy because she doesn't let anyone speak to her a wrong way. She's not letting anyone speak bad about her because she's presenting herself so well and is able to do whatever she wants without hurting anyone, without hurting her self-esteem, without filtering herself to be the nice girl, and she's just being herself. Well, in her roles. I'm not sure how she is in real life, but I've seen her in movies, and she's a perfect version or perfect example of a dark feminine woman. So let's get on insights of what makes a woman being a dark feminine and having a dark feminine energy. So that would mean a woman who is extremely seductive, extremely loving, extremely passionate, extremely sexy, and the woman who gets what she wants from anyone, because she presents herself so well and so nicely that she makes it clear for everyone around her that she typically wants to do that one thing and no one could stop her. So I did speak about this in my previous videos, that having the dark feminine, well, feminine energy in general is very beneficial because you are opening your mind to things that you've never tried before. And the dark feminine woman would be the one who unlocks that and embraces it even more. She's not trying to protect herself from things that are going to hurt her mind because she knows they are irrelevant in some ways, and she knows that she's going to be able to embrace herself by being herself, by doing the things that she loves without thinking that someone else is going to think wrong about her, because she understands that it's really irrelevant and it shouldn't be there. So for a dark feminine woman, we want to think of her as someone who undergoes this very private, seductive, outside energy and wants to do the things that she prioritizes over the things that make her feel actually unhappy. And a lot of women in general, they do tend to do things that make them unhappy, which is please other people, and by doing so you are forgetting about yourself and most likely not being feminine. When you unlock your dark feminine side, you're able to realize the things that I would consider masculine, which is trying to protect yourself from someone by yourself, is considered to be masculine because you feel unsafe. A dark feminine woman would be the one who feels safe and protected within herself because she's allowing other people to somewhat do it for her. And let's understand the fact, having dark feminine energy is not necessarily should be promoted as someone who is rude, someone who is mean, someone who is negative. Having dark feminine energy is nowhere near to be negative. Yes, it's more private, yes, it's more concrete and solid, but it's not near being negative, because negativity is something that is a whole different topic, because having a negative energy and having dark feminine energy is extremely separate when it comes in terms of doing something. For example, you want to go hiking but you're really scared of a hike, so you're gonna negatively think, oh, I don't want to go hiking, I'm never gonna try it again, or I'm never trying it at all because I'm so scared of heights, or I fear that I'm gonna fall. And I'm just gonna portray that same example for a dark feminine woman. She's probably going to mention that she's uncomfortable with going somewhere and she doesn't find that place very amusing to her, therefore she would rather not go. See, she's declining it, but in a very nice way, because you can't say yes to everything. And this is another topic for dark feminine women. I'm so sorry, my face is itchy. That woman does not say yes to everything. She's not going to be open to everything. Yes, she'll be open-minded, but she's not going to close her priorities to do something with someone just because they want her to do it. Dark feminine woman would rather make sure she feels safe and protected and happy within herself than please someone else's wants again. When I was younger, what I thought of femininity and what it really is about something being sweet, kind, saying yes to everyone, being agreeable, shy, and being pretty and beautiful. That what defines femininity. And I guess I did want to be those things, but at the same time I did not want to be those things, only those things, because being agreeable and just saying yes to everything really harms your self-worth in some ways, because having that feminine dark side would be bringing that power back, only because you are understanding what you really want within your life, and you're not saying yes to every one of you. That's just completely wrong. You're not supposed to go against your want. Being feminine is so versatile, and it's so different from anything else. It is colorful and it's so powerful. Everyone has been that fluffy, buffy unicorn once in their lifetime. Maybe not everyone, but I'm sure those who are interested in femininity have tried it because they thought that was the correct answer. And I am here to tell you that it is not, because dark feminine energy will balance everything out, and I'm gonna tell you how. And here's the tip that you've been actually waiting for. Dark feminine energy shows how powerful yourself is generally, because a dark feminine woman would not be able to agree to those things that she's uncomfortable with. I do mention that again in this video, but understanding dark feminine energy, you're gonna realize that when you express your emotions fully, at that same time, you're able to make sure everyone else around you understands where you're coming from. You're not just going to do that just so that you could feel better or tell everyone that you feel uncomfortable. You're gonna do that to make sure that the person who is doing something that is unacceptable never does it again. For example, this could be a first date. Someone who is on a date with you touches your shoulder or caresses it, and mind you, it's your first date. You can feel uncomfortable. If you are uncomfortable, what you say is, why would you put your hand on my shoulder, and why would you think that is okay to do that? What made you think that touching my shoulder right now is necessary? And say you are questioning them and expecting an answer, and therefore you're explaining to them with your question that you are uncomfortable with their action. Our society, though, at this time of age, taught us that we need to suppress our emotions, and this is the most toxic part of being feminine, because we have always been taught that feminine person should always be quiet, not say anything that they think, should always stay with a husband who is cheating on her because he feeds the family, or that woman should always stay in the kitchen. And that woman who is doing all these things, she's not supposed to say anything back. And that is so wrong in my eyes and in my head, to the point where dark feminine energy needs to come out in every one of you. Not in a toxic way, but in a very positive way, because we've suppressed it for so long. To unleash that feminine dark side, you have to understand that suppressing your emotions would only harm you and would only benefit someone else, because they have no idea that you are uncomfortable with what they're doing because you're not saying anything. So the dark feminine woman would be able to explain without any words or without any direct message to someone that they're not comfortable with the actions that they have decided to do. So we need to speak up and just make sure that everyone knows how you feel. That is the beauty and power of the dark feminine side. That feminine woman would also be able to express her suppressed sexuality. And I want to dive a little bit into that topic, because I know for so many of you this could be a very sensitive topic, because we were again taught that it is wrong, and it's actually not wrong at all. We have to express that devilish, sexy emotion in the right places, and as well very fluffy and unicorn-like sweet girl emotions at the right moments. And expressing those emotions is gonna open up so much more of your inner self and gonna make you feel so much more of a woman than a person who is taught that they're doing things wrong. And a lot of people portray as expressing that emotion could be very negative and very unprofessional, I would say. But doing these in the right moments, maybe with a special someone, just acting raw, I mean, as if very straightforward, would be very beneficial for you and for that someone else, because that is what actually makes you feel wanted and makes you feel protected and safe, because you are unleashing and becoming more open with yourself and trying out new things and opening up in the relationship as well. You're making that person also feel very comfortable with you, and therefore you become more happier because you guys are getting so much closer. And that is the beautiful part of the dark side feminine energy. So another fact of a dark feminine woman, they stand with their truth and they are able to make sure that everyone around them understands that they could comprehend what they're doing. Being and unleashing that dark feminine side, you are able to express yourself as not the person who would probably say yes to everything or just being agreeable, but someone who has her own opinion and someone who does the things that she really wants. And that is the facts about being dark and having dark energy. And so a person who is able to harness that dark feminine side, they are capable of becoming more assertive in the right situation. The darker feminine energy is not afraid to be bold and viewed as someone who is so confident. The dark feminine side is really about owning who you really are, owning your desires, owning your emotions, and standing true to that, and just doing things that you really want. That is what actually makes you happy, not someone else happy. And you don't have to suppress anything, you just let things out when it's necessary. As a feminine woman, you're allowed to make mistakes, you're allowed to express your emotion, you're allowed to disagree, have your own opinion, and just do all of these things that actually make you happy, because they are the things that you want to do. You're not suppressing them because someone else thinks it wrong. You are standing true to yourself and making sure that you are the one who is happy and not someone who has an opinion about it. And not always their opinion is valid, and this is why you shouldn't gate yourself for others and their happiness. You are allowed to call out any BS or any unnecessary things that are going on with your life, because you are unleashing that feminine side and actually disagreeing with other opinions. You don't have to agree with others and what they say. When unleashing your dark feminine side, you realize that there should be a balance between the two, the light and feminine, or problems could get along and that shouldn't happen. How do you incorporate that day-to-day basis to balance your light and dark feminine energy? I'm sure you watched the previous video of my light feminine energy series. Now that you watched the dark feminine energy video, I'm sure you have something to say, and you might be curious on how to balance it out. The next video would be, how do you actually balance it out? Because some people would think it's hard, but it's actually not. It's actually very simple, and you just have to learn how to do it the right way. If you only choose to incorporate light feminine energy, or if you only choose to incorporate the dark feminine energy, you are gonna see that there are gonna be a lot of problems and disagreement. Because if you choose the light feminine energy, you're gonna be a lot more submissive and open-minded and just fluffy. But having only the dark side of energy, you're just gonna stand your truth. You're not going to take anyone's opinions. You're gonna do whatever you want, and that could also cause some problems. They're beautiful in both ways, but there needs to be a balance to actually unlock your divine feminine energy. So if you're interested, stay tuned for the next video. I will be getting back to you guys next week, and I hope to see you there. Make sure to comment any question that you have or a clue that you resonated with. I'm sending you a lot of hugs and kisses. I hope you stay well. I will see you on the next time. Bye.